Nyang, the administrative secretary of the Gambia Democratic Congress, GDC, has raised doubts over the Ceprass Gambia Participate latest survey. Speaking to Africa TV, Nyang questions its funding sources, the individuals behind the survey, and the contractors involved in conducting the research. His remarks highlight growing transparency concern as the country approaches the 2026 presidential elections. Our reporter, Mamadi Baro, has more details of that in this report.
Reacting to the latest nationwide opinion poll commissioned by Gambia Participate and conducted by Ceprass, Gdc'S Administrative Secretary Ibrahim Nyang remains unconvinced about the legitimacy of the survey while demanding clarity on its financiers, organizers, and hired researchers. Conducted in July 2025, this landmark survey captures voters' sentiment ahead of the 2026 presidential election, uncovering widespread skepticism toward both the incumbent President Adama Barrow and long-term opposition leader Ousainou Darboe, alongside raising enthusiasm for emerging figures like Talib Ahmed Bensouda. Across all 53 constituencies and 8 local government areas, the study engaged 1,556 Gambian adults through stratified random sampling and face-to-face digital interviews. With under 18 months until the election, the findings deliver rigorous analysis of the Gambia's shifting political landscape. In an interview with Eyeafrica TV, Mr. Nyang emphasized the significance of transparency and public awareness regarding the funding sources and the contractors hired to conduct such surveys.
Yes. But when it comes to the Ceprass, I think I have so many questions that I would like to ask. First, I think it would have been very important for them to be very transparent when it comes to the funding of this research. And I think the funding also plays a very crucial part, especially if you are doing with the public. It's important. At least things like this, at least to be very open to the public, let them know first where did the funding comes from. Who are those behind it, and at the end of the day also the other genuine question that I would like to ask, who were those that were contracted to carry this survey, which is very important. We need to know, because knowing those that carry this survey will put all of us in a better position at least to know whether this was done on a fair ground or whether it was not done on a fair ground. And if,
according to the survey, majority of Gambians, 55%, believe a political coalition involving Talib Ahmed Bensouda, Essa Fall, and Mama Kandeh could win the 2026 presidential election. However, the GDC admin secretary questioned Ceprass' decision to include Bensouda in the party leaders group rather than categorizing him among potential party leaders.
So I know Talib, currently he's a mayor, he's not a party leader. So actually I don't know what was the reason why Talib was featured in the party leaders group. Instead of being featured, maybe it might they might have created maybe another grouping whereby Talib might have been featured, maybe potential party leaders. But when it comes to the party leader groups, the ones that are confirmed, I think these are ones that are heading political parties. So featuring him, part of the party leaders group, I think is also another question, which I believe they should also come forward at least to give a better explanation to it.
Nyang further challenged the reported support percentages for Mama Kandeh, Essa Fall, and even President Barrow, attributing the incumbent's stagnant momentum to public disillusionment with his leadership, emphasizing that undecided voters, a critical bloc in the 2026 election, should signal a warning to all parties.
Yes, as far as I'm concerned, on the GDC, these will not have no impact on the GDC. We are concentrating on our work, and as of now, we are very hopeful of winning 2026. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we are doing the right thing on the ground. That is by meeting the people, especially those that are not part of us, convincing them in order to rally behind the GDC. And every day we are realizing positive outcome out of this. And if this trend should continue, inshallah, I believe that GDC will win in 2026. Though, as I said, we thank them for the time and the energy that they invested, but this has zero impact on the GDC, and we are even more hopeful that it is not a survey that is considered in our work, even though we respect their opinion on this.
Ceprass data indicates that in a potential coalition scenario, Bensouda will emerge as the favored leader with 38% support, trailed by Mama Kande at 14% and Issa Fall at 12%. However, a significant 33% of respondents are still undecided, underscoring the volatile nature of coalition dynamics. The GDC admin secretary reiterated that the GDC remains open to forming alliance with other parties, noting their long-standing advocacy for coalitions since 2021 elections. With nearly a third of voters still undecided, the 2026 elections outcome hinges on whether opposition factions can consolidate their force with a desire to unseat the ruling NPP government. Reporting for Eyeafrica News, I am Mamadi Baro.